Welcome back, and I was just recording 4K 120 to start this episode, and if you know anything, that's a one-stop shop masterclass to how to overheat the Canon R5. That's what I'm shooting on. And today we are talking gear, so that kind of makes sense. If you're here, you know a little bit about cameras. And we're talking about when it's actually necessary to upgrade and when you are just being a gearhead, when it might not actually make any sense and you just want something new. Because sometimes it's worth not getting the gear and just using what you have solely because you can save up some money. And whenever you save up some money, you can do things and you have extra freedom to do whatever you want to do. And that's huge. That's huge, especially in the creative space, because it'll give you the freedom to work on passion projects. It'll give you the freedom to say no once in a while. You can say no to a client. You can say no to that random engagement shoot that you got hit up for that you don't want to do. So that's why you want to save money up. And how you can save money up is just purely by not upgrading. So up until recently, when I saw a piece of gear that I wanted, I just got it. That's the most simple way of saying it. I just went ahead and I got it because I knew I was making more money than I ever had, and I needed this gear to be upgraded so that the quality of my work could be just up where I knew it could be. But pretty recently, I realized that my gear is exactly where I need it to be. It's exactly in the place that I want it to be, and I don't necessarily have to go out and buy the newest camera because my camera gear is already really nice. And as I've kind of made the leap into YouTube, and I've really been spending a lot of time on YouTube, if you are new here, you can look back at my channel, and for the past few weeks I've been having a video go live on my channel every single day. So I post a podcast Tuesday and Thursday, a tutorial on Saturday, and then all the other days are shorts, YouTube shorts, just little commentaries, my thoughts. So the structure of it is there. I put a lot more effort into YouTube, and the only reason I was really able to do that is because I made money last year, and now I have the freedom to do what I want to do while obviously still doing client work. I still do a lot of client work, but I have the freedom to do what I've genuinely been wanting to do. Something that's always been on my mind was YouTube. So now I'm putting this effort into my YouTube channel to actually push towards this goal that I've had for a while, this goal that I haven't really been aiming for, this goal I haven't really been actively doing anything to achieve. So whenever we're talking gear, it's always easy to get caught up in it. You know, this new camera just came out. It shoots 10K. It shoots 12K. You don't need it. But a necessary time to upgrade is the reason that I upgraded from the EOS R to the EOS R5. So as I mentioned, my current camera, my current workhorse is the R5. The reason I got that is because my last camera was straight up holding me back. It was holding me back more than it was helping me. And right then and there, I knew that I needed to upgrade. That was an easy decision because I knew that I wanted to shoot in 4K more. I knew that moving forward, I wanted to avoid shooting 1080 pretty much at all costs. How can I do that? Well, get a new camera because the R is just not a 4K camera. It has a 1.8 crop, which means that if you're using a 24 millimeter lens, it's going to be almost double that. So you just can't get away with that. You're not going to be able to get anything wide. So I couldn't shoot in 4K whenever I was using it. And also, it just wasn't great 4K footage. It would break down. I got really annoyed with it. And I wanted to shoot in these higher frame rates as well. There wasn't 120 frames per second in HD on the R. So I knew I needed to upgrade. But wait for a time that you need to upgrade, or wait for a time that you get a gig that requires a certain piece of equipment. If you get a gig to shoot sports and you need a 70 to 200, if there's enough work in the future with that client, then get it. Rent it at first. See if that client's going to actually give you as much work as they promise, because a lot of the times these clients will be big talkers. They'll tell you all this work that they're going to give you, but they won't actually give it to you. They'll say, oh, I have this shoot, that shoot. I can give you all of this work. And then you never hear from them again. So you don't want to buy a new piece of gear for that client and then never hear anything again. You don't want to just have one shoot that you bought your 70 to 200 for and then never hear from them again. Because then you're probably not getting enough to pay off that lens at that shoot. If you are, then that's awesome. But you want to be able to justify these purchases. You want to buy things with a purpose. You want to buy gear with a purpose. You don't just want to buy blindly. Whenever you just buy blindly, then you're going to end up wasting money and you won't have saved any money. If you just bought a new laptop, you don't need to buy the new one that just came out. If you bought the M1 Max like I did, you don't need to buy the M1 Ultimate whenever it comes out, or whatever it's called. It's something like that. You don't need that. Your computer's already a beast. If you have the R5, you don't need the R5C. It's not that big of an upgrade. Maybe you have the R5 and you're shooting more documentary stuff. Maybe it makes sense to get the C70 or get the Komodo, something that's a slight upgrade, but don't go and get an ARRI. It doesn't make sense. You might have the money to do it, but don't do it unless your work actually justifies it. Don't make these upgrades if it's just going to be a waste of money. Don't buy these things if you're just going to use it once. You're just going to use it twice. If it's just going to be collecting dust, because you're going to regret it. And then whenever you actually want to take a leap, whenever you want to go and try something new, whenever you want to maybe stop working with a client and shift to another space, you're not going to have the freedom to do that, because instead of saving your money, you've been buying gear and you've been spending endless money on gear. Save money, and it will allow you to be more free. It'll allow you to say no to the jobs that you don't want to do. It'll allow you to just have this freedom and have this peace of mind whenever you're going about building your business. Part of your business might be a long-term thing. I'm not making money from YouTube right now, but it's what I want to do. And the only reason I've been allowed to do that, the only reason I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to do it, is because I saved my money. And because I wasn't stupid with my money. Because I didn't find the need to buy every single lens that came out. To upgrade my camera every single time something came out. Yeah, there's cameras that are better than mine, but I don't need them. A lot of the times, clients just want the content. You might be a stickler about how it's shot, and that's a good thing. That's why they're hiring you. They're hiring you because you make things look good. But at the end of the day, you have to find that medium between the client actually noticing and you being happy with it. Because you're not going to actually be able to see a difference if you're the average eye. It's like when I talk to my music producer friends. They'll show me a song. I'll be like, dang, this is sick. Like, this sounds so good. Next thing you know, they're like, oh, it's not finished, it's not mixed, it's not mastered, I'm not going to drop it yet. Why not? Why aren't you going to drop it yet? I can't tell. I'm the average listener. A lot of the people listening aren't music producers. A lot of the people listening don't actually know what goes into this. But I need to take that into my work as well. I'm not saying half-ass what you do, but what I'm saying is don't be such a perfectionist that you never put anything out. Don't be such a perfectionist that you need to upgrade your gear and waste your money every single time some new camera comes out. Find the medium between what the average viewer, what the average listener does, and what you really care about. Because at the end of the day, if we spend this time editing these projects and we perfect them every single time, we're never going to release anything. Nothing's ever perfect. You're always going to look back on your old projects and think that they suck. That's the nature of the beast. So don't always feel the need to upgrade your gear because something new came out. Yeah, go ahead and upgrade if it's something that you really need for your shoot, but it's stupid if you buy the new camera that comes out every single time. It doesn't make sense. Be smart with your money and have the freedom to do whatever you actually want to do. Spend your money how you want to spend it. If that's buying camera gear, go ahead. But trust me when I say you don't need the new thing every single time. Now, that's the end of my rant. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I appreciate you tuning in. Peace out. Goodbye.